Hello, everybody. My name is Ines Baturo. I'm one of the organizers of No Borders Award project. The project is financed by Visegrad grant. And today, on the 8th of May, we have our second webinar. For the webinar, we have invited some prominent, I would say, photographers and representatives of photography. I will introduce them in a minute to you. And before I go to this introduction, I would like just to say a few words about our project, because some of you already know what will be going on and what has already been done. But as a reminder, I would just like to say a few words. No Borders Award project involves 5 countries. It's Poland, Czechia, Slovakia, Hungary, and Ukraine. We have more than 100 participants, and from the participants, we will choose about 50 artists who will have a group exhibition. The exhibition will travel to Slovakia, Czechia, Hungary, and will also be shown in Poland. And the result of this group exhibition will be a big group catalog showing the works of the participants who will be involved in the project. And from the artists who will take part in the group exhibition, we will choose one artist who will have his or her solo exhibition produced. And this will be the winner of the No Borders Award project. And this is our second edition of this project. What we have done so far, we had several portfolio reviews during which our participants showed their images, and the jury commented on the images. And what is still in front of us is one portfolio review, and then this group exhibition that I told about, and that will be it. And we come to the end of our project, and soon we will have the list of the finalists. So now I would like to introduce to you our reviewers, people who will take part in our webinar. But just a second, I have to click something here. So just give me a minute. And before I introduce our reviewers, I just have here a few hellos from people. We have people here from Hungary, from Czechia, from Poland. I can see hello, hi to all of you. Great that you are with us. And just a reminder, a technical reminder, whoever wants to comment something during this webinar or ask questions, you have to be logged in YouTube. Otherwise, you will not have these options, because otherwise we will not see your comments. So log in into YouTube if you want to be with us. And still more coming, still more people coming, joining us. I'm very happy. And now I would like to introduce our reviewers. So I invite to our studio Katarzyna Zoli. Hello, Kasia.
Hello, so nice to be here again.
Yeah, just a second. Maybe, this will be maybe better. So here we've got Kasia. Kasia is a photographer herself, but also runs a foundation and is involved with production of beautiful, absolutely beautiful books. And she also runs many workshops and is a teacher of photography. and is also part of this No Borders Award project as one of the organizers. So welcome on board in the studio, Kasia. And our second reviewer, it's Michal Hanke. Hello, Michal.
Hello to Ines. Hello to everyone.
Yeah, Michal is from Czechia. I would like to add that Kasia is from Poland, but Michal is from Czechia. He is a very renowned and well-known and very fine artist photographer. He was part of our photo art festival in Bielsko-Biała. And generally, he comes from photography family, so he's very experienced in the field. Our next reviewer is Lucia Benicka. Hello, Lucia.
Hi, guys.
Great to see you. Lucia is from Slovakia, and she represents a house of photography in Slovakia. She has organized so many exhibitions, was a curator of so many great photographic exhibitions that it would be a long list to say now. And she also was part of our No Borders Award project during the first edition. And yes, she's also very experienced.
I must add that at the moment I'm directing the Gallery of Speech Artists, which is a legal partner of the festival. So I moved to Spišská Nová Ves, and gallery is showing contemporary arts and photography as well. So I'm hoping show will be coming to Spišská this year as well.
Yes, we plan it. Yeah, definitely. And Lucia has a absolutely fantastic space, all indoor and outdoor. So even if you are not going to come during this project, you should visit this place. It's an obligatory point on the map of photography because a lot of good things is going on there. So yes, please go to Spišská Nová Ves and go to the gallery and visit Lucia. You can talk to her. And our next reviewer, it's Igor Manko. Hello, Igor. Great to see you.
Hello, Ines. Hello, everyone.
Where are you now?
Still in Germany.
Still in Germany. Generally, Igor comes from Ukraine and he lives in Kharkov, but because of various obvious reasons, he's now in Germany. He is a curator of many exhibitions, mostly on Ukrainian photography, but not only. He had a few lectures about photography, and he's also very experienced in photography. Would you like to add something that I didn't say, Igor?
Not at this point. No.
Okay. And Gyeonggi Pal, I'm not sure whether I pronounce your name correctly. Gyeonggi, you have your microphone switched off. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Now
hello
you are
to everyone.
Yes. Now you are with us. She's also one of our reviewers, and she represents Maimano, which is the house of photography in Budapest. She is also one of the authors of the lectures on Hungarian photography, which was issued during our project. And maybe you will add something that I don't know about you, and you want.
I'm teaching mainly theory of photography, so photoaesthetics at the University of Kaposvár Riplónai Art Institute. And my last time we were here with my colleague Maria Pecic, and she excused herself not being here, but she's mounting an exhibition right now. So actually, the exhibition is starting tomorrow. So she couldn't be here, but I'm representing her. as well.
Yeah, exhibitions are important. Um, but you will have the opportunity to meet us all live, and not only us, but because there are more people involved in the project. And the first place where we will show the group exhibition will be in Poland, in Bielsko-Biała. It will be in June. We do not know the exact dates yet, but you will be informed about it soon. Okay, so I will just say a few hellos to our people who join us on YouTube. So hello live, Vivian, Evelina, Anya, Agnes, Dominika, Mysterious PDPBB, whoever it is, Zuza, Gosia, Vivian, Panna. I hope more people will join us, and still after this we will finish this webinar. It will be available online, so you will be able to see it many times and have some reviews. Okay, so last time we were talking about photography in general. I hope that we will also talk about it today. So what interests me is your opinions about photography, what you think that is good in photography, what you think that we should follow, and what you think that we should avoid. But to make our meeting easier and more interesting, I would like to show and to share with all of us images that were sent to us by the participants of the project. The images are the results of the tasks that were given by the participants of the first webinar. And you asked our photographers from Nobody's Award project to prepare some themes, and we have chosen a few artists, not all of them, because a lot of images came, really hundreds. So we are happy that there were so many, such a big response. But generally, I will show you, maybe now I will click something and a few images. First, I will just go through the images. And when I will be going through the images, if you could put down which image drew your attention. And then I will come back to this image, and I would like to ask you why this particular image is interesting for you. Or if nothing is interesting for you, okay, you can also say this, sorry, but nothing drew my attention this time. But I hope that something will. So we've got 5 groups.
Maybe we could you say what the tasks were?
Yes, obviously, yes. We've got 5 groups, and they were 5 tasks, 5 themes. And we will start maybe with Kasia Zolich task. The task okay, Kasia, maybe you say what was the task. Yes, and the microphone.
Yeah, I had to unmute myself. I think it will be better if I just read it, because the task is quite complicated. It comes from Do It book, curated by Hans Obrist. I'm not aware if you all know this, but there was a re-edition of this book during the pandemic, and he did a home edition of Do It. So the book itself is a collection of different instructions. What can you do at home to make your life, I know, more poetic and artistic? And I chose one particular task, and I interpret it into photography. So just let me maybe read it. Just a second. No borders task. Okay. So the task was created originally by Yazan Khalili, and it was created in 2016. So first steps are as follows. Go to a storage space, be it a room, cupboard, box, drawer, or any space where items are stored for potential future use. Number 2, take out every item and place it in the main space. The items can be anything: tools, equipment, artworks, boxes, books, cables, or anything you are allowed to take out. Number 3, organize the items in groups according to basic geometric shapes. For example, square, circle, triangle. Number 4, place the items from each group on top of one another, forming different piles. Photograph it. Keep adding to each pile until an item falls off. Photograph it. Take all of the leftover items back to the storage space. So this is basically a performative task to create a still life made from objects of everyday use. My main my fantasy somehow, I imagine that it will be something like Fushli and Weiss, the quiet afternoon photographs, but let's see what happened, because I don't know. I haven't seen the tasks. You have your microphone switched off.
Yeah, because I was clicking. I didn't want to, so that it's heard. Here's the first author. Sometimes you will be able to see the name, but generally I will not be telling names because what interests us are the images. So just because there will be no names. When you will be putting down, you have to remember somehow which photo you are interested in. And this is the first artist. And just a second, I have to click here again. Just to where is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got it. Okay. So here is the series. I will be going quickly, not stopping too long at one image. Next, when you want something that is, just tell me stop or something.
Can I have a question for Kasia, because I didn't get it quite well. What did the participants have to take out?
Everything that they can find in a storage room. Mm-hmm. Or like somewhere, it was actually targeting things that are not useful in everyday life, not something that you have outside, but something that is hidden from you.
Okay.
Sorry. It was very quick. But what do you think? What was the task done properly according to you? And if yes, which photographs were most successful?
So these are from different people. Yes. Different people.
Generally, there are, for example, like this 1, 2, 3. It's generally one author. Yeah. Or here we've got another author. Here it's another one. Here it's another one. Maybe I would do this like, I'm not sure whether it will work like this, so that we can see all of them. Can you see all of them?
No. Not yet. You need to set up the picture. They are just titles.
Okay.
There's a list.
Yeah, I know. So probably it will not work like this.
You have to go up and a bit more up, and on the little squares. You have to click on the little squares, not that one. And maybe put it bigger.
Yeah. Well, if I may I enter?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, a thing is that really the discussion about contemporary photography at this time is surrounded by amazing misunderstanding, because photography became the major tool of medias and so on. And watching these pictures also, they are very flatty to me. And maybe it is getting into this definition, which is frequently stated, that contemporary photography is mostly about something rather than of something. But at that moment, I think that most of the photographs we are seeing, they are of something, except probably just few conceptual examples, which I found out, let's say, from this series, maybe more interesting. Other ones for me with apples, even though it is not directly addressing the task you have got. And then secondly, this Anya Job, another task photo with these books, also other ones which simply took my attention. Otherwise, the rest is kind of like a very flat experiment with composition, and it gives me no sense.
I agree about the books. I am also for the books. I like them.
They are conceptual. You remember artist from Australia, Joachim Frese? He was doing a lot with the conceptual booking shelves and setting them up as a story. So these three ones are probably, I agree with Igor, are the best.
Of course, like for me, there's no like correct way to do the task, because you could go from the point of view of the like creating a story, because you could easily create a story with the things, like piles of things falling off. And at the end of the task, there was a sentence that tell us about your life through this. So. For me, maybe the only problem with most of the pictures are that they're not really visually striking, let's say. So except maybe the books, and I really like the concept of putting together the pictures in one frame, which is the laundry or something, or socks, or what is it exactly?
Just a second, I will do it again.
We cannot hear Lucia. Is she talking for us?
I don't know, Lucia, you have your microphone.
Oh, I am sorry. I just turned off my mic because my dog is barking. So actually, I was just telling that I would probably prefer some kind of more thoughtful images, so with showing up this kind of storaging and a way of composing the things. But the ones we have been seeing do not strike me either through content or composition, actually they don't say me really anything except of these two we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
This is my point of view anyhow, so it should be different.
Mm-hmm. From my point of view, it was a very difficult task because it's hard to say, as Lucia said, something, because photography should be about something. And it's hard to say something when you have a task that you just pile things and they collapse. And also there, together with the images, there were some text sent, but we do not show the text on purpose because from my point of view, photography should speak for itself. And if it speaks for itself, then we can add the text. Of course, there are some exceptions from this rule. It's not a rule, but it's a kind of opinion. So, of course, if you do something like a diary, then this text is very, very important, of course. So, I'm not saying that you shouldn't use text in photography, but during our webinar and for our purpose, I have decided that we should not put the explanations that people also send with the images, because the images should appeal for themselves. Okay, so this was one task, and the second task. Of course, there were not numbers. Second in our talk, it will be the task by Michael Hanke, who is with us. Michael, do you remember? Of course, I know what was the task, but maybe you will tell us.
Yes. Yeah. I have it here. Yes. Please photograph your self-portrait in a way which will not just show your face, but which will also reflect your personality and or the subjects you are focusing on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I will show you the images. I will just share the screen. I must say that this was the task that had the biggest number of images sent. It looked for me as if self-portrait was something that was closest to our participants. There were really, really many. I mean, more than 100 images sent. Just give me a minute so that I cope with those clicking here. Because I don't know why I've got only 2 images open. 1 second, maybe. Okay. And here again, share this screen. It should be done, organize something differently, those sharing screens, because it takes some time before we really share it. Okay, you can see it. Maybe this will be better. And okay, so I'm going through the images. The task was that not only show your face,
yes, but to reflect also your personality and or subjects you are focusing on. So
I have noticed that this task gave our participants most fun, that there are many different approaches towards this task. And here we've got also the same authors that were with the piles, with the task about the piles, but I can see that they managed this better. Okay, this is the last image. So maybe I will just go the other way around and you will tell me which you find interesting. You can also start talking even now during my showing it, so you don't have...
We have seen this one during the portfolio review. I remember this photo very well. The previous one.
This
one? Yeah, you may remember it well. But I also like the previous one with the...
This one?
No, one more. Yes, this one. Yeah, it's very silent.
What you like about it?
I like the atmosphere and the feeling that I would say a little bit religious feeling, and the feeling that the silence inside of it, and the deep look into the internal feelings of the photographer, and also
It has got much more of like art, fine photography, maybe with camera obscura effect, photographing from the back or manipulation through Photoshop. But maybe if we will go back through the images, we can get again the index and go through that.
Whenever you want me to stop, just tell me. Oh, this was the first one.
Yeah.
Do you want to see them all, or?
Yeah, should be great to have index again.
Just one by one, or all of them?
All of them.
All of them. Okay. So I have to share it again. But there are many of them. Maybe let's do it like this, that you will stop again, okay? Because there are more images and the icons will be too small, I think, when I show it like the previous ones. So...
What I found interesting in all, or seeing them all together, is that actually the pictures are from photographers that are now young people, and strangely, that's what I don't feel about the pictures. I don't see their youngness. The pictures are all referring to styles in photography that are already thought as classical approaches. They are all different. They are all seeking to be very aesthetic way of approach, but somehow that when I watch these pictures, that's what I kind of don't see in them. What is specially what is special within the lives of young people of today. But
well, actually,
they are valid. But they are not in that sense very innovative, or I don't know how to.
It is tricky genre, and if we will think about that, involvement is also through amateurish photographers, so we cannot find the ideal. That is true, but I would truly agree with Michal that the one with this appropriate reality with kind of camera obscura fake is really probably to me, one of the selective one. And then the second one, I like these triptychs. There were two triptychs. One was quite emotional about this female in the beginning with her hidden portrait. And the other one, triptych, was very realistic, showing up the mirroring of identity through the parents' portraits. It was this color triptych, which we saw in the beginning. And I quite like this, like one photo fixed up in, yeah, I like, if you will go in as bag, one bag, yes, this one, this black and white triptych, not this one. If I will go, also I quite, sorry, just quick, just like, if you will go back, no, I didn't like this. No. Yes.
Still back?
Yeah.
Because I think the triptych was at the beginning.
Yeah, it was in the beginning. There were two triptychs. One is going after. Well, we are here. That's.
This one?
We will go down. No. These ones I didn't like. Okay. Well, these two triptychs. This is one with this black and white kind of illusionary portrait, which is just hidden through something, and then there is this realistic one, very much indicating the kind of identity through parents. And then there was one picture, if you will go through this left index again, you will go down. This one, go up, please. It is just this kind of flat photography, this one, which is really not saying too much, but at least it was a kind of a aesthetic battle, and it gives at least some sense like show an identity through the identical photography. And if you will go down, so I really like this arty point of, well, you go up, and yeah, this one, self-portrait Ans Esgori, this with, let's say, this camera obscura effect with upside down landscape. Yeah, this one. That's it for me. Well, anyhow, it is very difficult genre. You gave a good puzzle, Michal, to everybody, because doing self-portrait with some kind of like a secretiveness, it is just, especially for amateurs photographers, it must be a truly challenge, you see, yeah.
But as we can see, there were lots of photos, so hopefully...
Lots of photos, lots of challenges.
Homework.
There were much more than those. So as I told you, it was the biggest number of participants that took part in this task, because the tasks were not obligatory, so people could do everything or something or nothing. But it was for me, it was very good when people took part and took this effort to do the tasks. Because first of all, they, as the photographers, develop themselves, and it's very, very important. And second, for us, it's a very good point, because we see whether they are engaged in photography or not. And it's also very important when we choose, for example, the winner of the project, so we know whether this person is creative and is willing to take up some challenges. And also, I would like to stress that the project is, as you already said, the project is for amateurs. So you should probably also encourage them somehow, not to frighten them that, oh my God, surprise, I come to self-portraits. No, not now. I would like to know everybody to know, also our participants of the No Borders, that the tasks were really very difficult, and even professionals would have problems to do them, to do something that is, that we will need on our knees, and it's difficult. And okay, here I've got.
Can I also add something?
Yeah, sure.
Because I think I really agree with the Jundi remarks about that we don't really know sociologically what's happening within the sphere of young people when we are looking at these photographs. And I was thinking about the word that is missing here is like, maybe it's fresh. So they're not maybe fresh, but on the other hand, I think that it's really good to see both of those tasks compared, because this first task, it was completely like flat, so nobody really knew what to do with that, and I was expecting a lot more creativity. And at least with the auto portraits, we have many ideas, so it doesn't really matter if the ideas comes from I don't know, the history of art or from the classic approach, but they choose some ideas that represent them, and they tried, and they actually achieved quite good self-portraits. These are not selfies. This we can say.
Yeah, that's exactly one of the reasons why I choose this topic, because today's world is full of stupid selfies. So I wanted to see some very clever self-portraits, and I've seen most of them. Most of them I like very much. So I really like them, and thanks for great homework for all students.
Yeah, if I may add something very theoretical, is that also the genre is extremely, as we were talking about, difficult for self-expression, but it is important to make a photography that really communicates a visual realization of a stated argument, which was given by Michael, but must have idea and concept. And many of these images were probably trying to do so, but just few expressed it, you see.
I would be more pro, I think, because still I'm looking at this as there are young people who are trying to their first steps in photography. And what I appreciate is what Michal said, that they were not, and Kasia said this also, that they were not just selfies with our iPhones with a strange face, but they really tried to convey what's going on inside them. And we do not see much joy there, because in fact, people who deal with art are usually very sensitive and are usually very deep inside. So they try not to be as that's why you will not see youth there. I think so. That's the reason. But at least what I would agree, they tried to be different. Maybe they didn't try because they didn't see the images of each other, but they were different. While during the piles, it was much more difficult, because the piles were mostly about the same. They were just things put down, and there was nothing going on deeper. But here, at least, we had different approaches. And here, I've got a few comments. Pana, probably she chose one. I don't know. She said the fourth one. Maybe she has chosen one of the photos. Zuza says, she's asking whether it's still about the piles. The comments are about the piles. So she asked whether the apples and shoes were in the same container. I don't know, I don't remember, but I think it doesn't matter whether apples and shoes were in the same container. In fact, Pana explains her self-portrait. This is it is a camera obscura inside of the room, indeed. So you were right, it was not Photoshop, it was a camera obscura, the self-portrait with the lady that's set in the room. Life is asking, were we allowed to send photos made in the past? Yes, you were allowed to send photos in the taken in the past, but it was better to make new ones. It was better for you, because for us, we will not know whether you did it now or you did it in the past. We will not know it, but unless you inform us about it. But for you to make the task now, it was much more better, much more creative, and it was a challenge for you. And it was good to take a challenge now and to take new photos. Okay, so let's move to our to another task. Just a second.
Anyhow, it is not about discouraging the young artists at all. It is just about giving them the kind of theoretical background, how the photography is professionally perceived. And I think it's about moving them on through these comments.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. This is the main reason of such a webinar, just to and it's the best way to get knowledge and to get experience and to get and to know where to go is when you learn on your own images. Because we can, of course, show you beautiful images or perfect images or famous images. And of course, it is also very, very important to know the history of photography, to know what other people do, to know what is... your dog is very, very friendly.
Yeah, he's just like commenting.
Commenting, agreeing.
Feedback.
Yeah. Remind me his name. What was his name?
Dr. Theo, Dr. Theo. D-O-G, Theo.
Yeah, Lucia is traveling with him everywhere, and each self-portrait of Lucia there is Theo. Yeah, so coming back to my sentence, of course, it's very important, it's paramount to know the history of photography. But I know that when you do your own images and you hear what other people are saying about your images, it's so important, and it's, as Lucia said, it's not about saying what's wrong. It's about saying where you should go to be better and better and better. And just remember that nobody is perfect. None of us, even our perfect reviewers, are not perfect. So it's so hard to do to take perfect images just like that because somebody gave you a task, and you've got a deadline. So this is what Lucia said. This is just to push you forward. And I will click here again, and we have
just a thought on you can put the image meanwhile to.
Yes, I will be
as a conclusion, I think that self-portrait is very, very important in a way to do as an artist, or at least to think, because art, but life as well, is a journey where you try to know something about yourself. And to be more and more conscious about who you are, and what you want to do, and self-portrait should be a mirror to what you see of, or what you want to see of yourself, or what you want to show who you are. So it's a very, very important journey, and it's a very important also to approach it with this openness to know something about yourself, or to know to be open to see yourself as you are in this multitude way that we are. We are not one person. Our identity is very complex. So I would suggest this openness and to seek it all along the way. That was it.
Yeah, okay, I'm still clicking. I'm still clicking, but I'm almost at the end. So if someone wants to add something, but I'm almost here. Okay. Open. And okay, and I will share.
And whose task is the next one?
Yeah, it's good that you are asking. It's the task that you gave. So if you could explain something, what was the task and what you asked?
I have to go as well to the description. I have it somewhere opened here. I have too many windows opened and I can't see it right now. It's hidden. So we made a webinar because with Maria Pacic, my colleague, we have a common research on photo comics. So it's a subgenre, and actually we thought we would give a task related to this subgenre that is not that much known, but so we said, or we wrote that everybody should watch the lecture because the task is related to its content. And then the task was to document one day from morning to the evening, following an idea or a rule in order to create a narrative sequential theory out of this day. And we had some ideas to make experiments with the representation of time, how it is possible to condense time within the sequences in order to create suspense or other storytelling effects. How is it possible to represent the normal duration of time? What moments are important in a day? How to give importance to these moments with the sequential arrangement. And we said that the tools and cameras and the numbers of images are without limits. So that was the task.
You are muted, Ines.
Because I have some problems now. So if you could discuss anything now, just maybe again about self-portrait, at what comes to you, any clues for our young people for when they do some task and when they do some projects, because I need some time to click here, just 30 seconds, okay?
Maybe in the meantime, I remember when you showed the first lesson, the first homework from Katarzyna, make the pile and then fall down. I remember one of my last project of my mother. It's very similar to your homework. I can share my screen for a second, just for maybe can you see it now? Can you see my screen?
No.
Oh, now you can see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is one of the stories she created recently. It's connected to her problems with her psychic. Yeah. So there's a pile of drugs which she used in order to decrease her health problems.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of this pile will be destroyed. So this reminds me your homework. So sorry for this interruption, but just so it's I would say 6 months old, but it could be interesting to see to show it here. Back to you, Ines.
We can't hear you.
We cannot hear you yet.
Still? Okay.
Yeah,
No.
just a second, because it's just the images just went all, they mixed together, and it's not good, because usually these are the series, and now I've got several authors in one series and it doesn't work good, but
Actually, you sent it to me, Ines, and maybe I can show you. They aren't mixed in my computer.
if you have them, okay, so we could do this like that, okay.
I have to find them because I had
almost done, but it's just, they are just not in order now, and that's
Anyhow, meanwhile, I will just like to share one thing, and it is a book which was published about self-portraiture through I don't know, some foreign publishers, which is called Autofocus: Self-Portrait in Contemporary Photography, and it is really a great opportunity to go through the genre, showing different issues of identity, how it is perceived. So that's just a portrait.
Should I present them?
Yeah, if you've got them, yeah, okay. So I will not be arranging them. As I said, I'm almost done, but
actually, I don't have the rights to. Okay, I don't have the rights to share, so
okay,
I can't help you then.
Yeah, okay, but I'm always at the end of this arranging.
But Michael was able to share the screen. So.
Yeah, strange. Meanwhile, I would add as well to Katarzyna's your task that it's interesting that it was thought as more difficult by the people or the the participants, because actually it's one of the main problems within our society is that we are surrounded with too many objects. That's why we hide them in drawers. That's why we don't want everything to be in front of our eyes. And well, it's interesting that we live in this consumer society that wants us to get more and more objects and to be surrounded with objects, and we still have, or the participants had, or couldn't find their approach to objects, or what are these objects that are hidden, or somehow objects are also self-portraits.
Because I was actually expecting something so much more like fun and creative, with the Quiet Afternoon. Or I know so many different photography projects that are based on things and on sculptures made from things, especially in the pandemic, when we started even collecting even more. So I was expecting something like a very creative approach to everyday and ugly things, or maybe somehow like a different conscious about the things that we are gathering, maybe some project about hoarding, like, because probably it was also my imagination, because I know many artists are interested in that. So it's very surprising for me that we received this flat lays of a few different workshop items, for example, right?
Okay, but I'm ready, so we can see the images from our Hungarian friends' tasks.
So the task came from a book called Fotóregény that was realized in the 1970s. Then a young photographer and the poet did this book together that took the form of a comic book, and they documented their day, one day from getting up to going to bed, and they rearranged it as in a form of a comic book. And it's also a love story. It's a very complicated story, but actually what is interesting in this task, if it is followed, that you can experience that this sense of time that we, for example, in this first series, what you just showed us, we cannot really experience this, how the time goes and how photography is related to time. This is more like extracting. This would go to the first task to get objects from everyday life, or from moments, or reflecting the personality of someone put in this interesting decoration. Can you show others as well, Ines?
It's all one author that I'm showing. It's the same series. It was long.
Yeah, I actually like this one very much. Yeah, it's a common objective and very, yeah, I like it very much.
I think that in this case, because the series are quite long, maybe it's good when you, just like Michael, when you like something, you just say, or dislike something, you just say immediately, because it will be hard to go back to this to show them.
Actually, we were thinking about other approaches as well, not only comic books, but I don't know if you know the work of Sophie Calle, in which she's following strangers in Venice, and she had another later. Following herself, and what she's doing, a lover of her was wanted to give as a present that he hired a photographer to take shots of her, and as she knew it, she was going in the streets and going in her doing her everyday life, but in some parts she knew that there would be photographs made out of her. So, for example, she went in a museum and she sat in front of a picture to make sure that the photographer who is hired to do photographs of her taking the picture, and this way she was conveying importance to things by spending time on it. And actually, time is something that well, everybody have a 24-hour day, but it is very important to be conscious about what we are spending our time on, especially with the new technologies that are captivating our attentions all the time. And so that's what is interesting in this series, I think, is what is our everyday, what do we want to show with what are we, if the camera is getting moments out of it, what are these moments? What is interesting or what is not interesting? What is our everyday life of? And some of the examples are very interesting approaches. For example, for this series, I didn't understand why is it so small? Is it on purpose? Because if to watch it, we have to make it so big that it's almost getting into pixels, and I don't know if it's this was on purpose or not.
I think that the idea was to put all the images together, and that's why they appeared to be so small. I'm not sure that it was on purpose. Of course, this pixelation is on purpose, but the same file that is very little should be enlarged. So
maybe to look like a comics.
Or film strip.
Yeah,
or a film strip. Yeah.
Or a film strip. Yeah, exactly, like a film strip, and you've got frames from a film. Yeah.
I like the one with the prayer. So couldn't see it exactly, but I like the repetitiveness of the motif and the special focus that is put on one particular event in life that is actually also repetitive, because it has to be made or over and over again.
Like they pray all day long, so it's probably just an illustration.
But what would rather get out, and what would be interesting in this kind of typographic approach is when you can see and you can zoom in and you can see the differences. Are there differences between the lines or not? Are they the same? So
yes,
when you
they are
put,
all, it's repetitiveness. You know, from morning till evening. Yeah.
Yes, but if you see the little differences, that's where it's starting to be interesting. That you want to seek the differences, because yes, it's repetitive, but in its repetitiveness, there's something going inside of the prayer. The thoughts that are going inside, that's what is the most important.
But are there any differences?
Yeah, that's the question. Do we go somewhere?
I don't see any differences, but maybe it's just too small.
No, in the images that we saw before, there were no differences. They were exactly
so
the
this is
same.
just one series repeated. Yeah. So this is not not repeated like live. Okay.
I think it would be difficult to repeat it in live, because in live there would be differences, because it would be, can you see it now? Yeah. Because it would not be possible, I think, to do it exactly in live. So I think that this is a series. There at the top, it's one series, and it's repeated. The images are repeated. The images are, but it also looks like film strips. So there is no differences between, for example, the first row, the second row. There are no differences in images. Okay. And another one. Yes, you can see it. Okay. Here is a PDF.
Actually, this is a GIF, so you should open it in the web browser.
Okay. You are right. No, it's okay.
Or at least as I saw it.
No, it looks like that. It's okay. Can you see it? Because I don't see the. Can you see the images?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we see only one or two images. It should,
Are you turning a page?
It's not moving. Yeah.
It's
okay.
not moving.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so it was better the other way. Maybe I will start again from the beginning.
now it's moving. Now
it's moving.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Or it was until you clicked. Yeah.
It's moving.
Yeah. But it stopped now.
Is it moving?
No. Yeah.
No. Okay, so it must be.
Now it's all right. So what is interesting with sequential photography, not on and how it is used in comic books, because that's what are used. Photographs put one next to the other, form a narrative, and if the more than one picture appear in a page, that's when we head towards this photo comic form. And what was interesting in the work that we saw before this one is that you had two pictures at the same time, showing the inside and the outside of the person, and within comics, the size of the photographs are always important. They convey meaning to what is shown. So that's important. And in this one is this was maybe the one where it was easy to see the time that is passing.
I also really like with the previous one. I really like the concept of one frame that is not moving. So the frame is so it's also something constant. Like the room is constant, and the space is constant. Just everything else is temporary. So she's moving, but she's coming back. So I like this this idea about the series. And it's very well done, well made photographically.
Are there any other ones? Oh, yeah.
And okay, this one will also be a long one. It's also a very difficult task because it's so hard when we have a task and we have to portray something that is going on during our one day, and our day is just an ordinary day. It's not as easy to do something that will be eye-catching. But I would like to show you now the series that you liked, or maybe just one more, and then I will come back to the series that you all liked. Sorry, but it takes me to click here and there and here and window and share and all those things. You can see it, yeah? So here's one more. Okay, no comments I can hear. And I will come back to this one, as I said, that you liked. Okay, it probably will not play.
If I just may add that the previous series were very much likely like self-portrait concept in a way, this black and white which we just saw.
Yes.
But it didn't fit me into comics where I just was missing this sequencing and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can have both. You can have a comics about yourself. So you can compare them. Yeah.
I think we also have a very difficult task at the moment because we have like 20 pictures that you just showed us in, I don't know, 30 seconds. And it's really difficult to really focus and concentrate. And some of them have like a big depth inside. So there is like a genre that is chosen. There is someone's life. There is some I don't know, friends. There is like a visual language that they are using. Yeah, there was a whole story made with a flash camera, for example. I really liked that one. But if you see it just once as a little, I don't know, a little story, it's very hard to comment.
That's why
the context.
That's why I wanted you to stop me whenever you feel like that, yeah? Because if you are not stopping me, it means that probably you don't.
You are unstoppable.
Yeah, don't have anything to say, and I'm just. And it's not a school. I just don't want you. Okay, you say something. Yeah. So that's why I'm moving on. But if you stop me and you say, okay, hey, wait, I want to say something about it. Something catches my eye, then I know that I have to stop. And now I want to show you, it will be more difficult, but it was because the series that you commented more with those bigger and smaller images, we have got this in a form of a GIF, and I will try to share it now. It will be more difficult because it doesn't want to open, and I'm not sure that you can see it.
Yeah, it goes on.
Yeah, it goes on, but can you see it full screen now?
No.
Yeah. That's
yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah. It had to render probably or something. Yeah.
Okay. So you can see fast moving. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is how it was prepared.
So this is the original speed.
Mm-hmm. So and still, Kasia, you can see that it moves more than I do.
Actually, this I found a bit too fast compared to the one that you showed before. Is more would be more easy to watch.
Yeah, to notice something.
To notice, but on the other hand, yes, that could also be valid because we have as we are surrounded with so many pictures, and the pictures are just by a glimpse of an eye, we see them and they disappear, and they this way of presenting could also be a way that I could understand that it shows our life and how we are surrounded with pictures, and we don't even notice them.
If I may express the flashback, what I have seen so far is that probably most interesting to me is exactly the Giphy one, because that reminds me like a kind of photocomics mission, that it is sequential storytelling. It is well done in a way how it was perceived through the intimate space of that room and surroundings. And the second one, which really took my eye mostly, was the sequences of prayer. It was also very cinematographic, even though it was static. But very difficult to judge. I agree with all of you, because it is a very special category, and that is my choice anyhow. If it is not more to show.
I think the idea was with the moving images. The idea was to make them change. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's okay. The idea was to make them change quickly so that we see it as a movie rather than individual image, and we don't go into much detail about it.
But on PDF it was like that. Maybe Giphy is too speedy set up, you see. You can set up the speed.
You can set it. Okay, I'm not sure.
You can set up the speed. Otherwise, we saw it on PDF in detail, and then it was like a fast Giphy, which is possible to time.
Before we move to our next task, I have some comments from Zuza. She's still referring to this pile task. It's kind of controversial, because I think it was maybe not controversial. Maybe it was the most difficult for people. She said that the object task didn't leave too much creativity. It was very specific. I personally follow the rules with this, and that is why I asked if the apples and shoes come from the same storage. Okay, because the task. Yeah, okay, because the task wanted that it's the same storage. Okay. Yeah, but it's not, as I said, it's whether it is or not, it doesn't change the image. So, or maybe Kasia will comment on that, but for me it was not so important. And also, Zuza says that we didn't show all of her photos. Yes, we don't show all the photos, and it also refers to other artists, because we would have to sit here for 10 days maybe, because it's not possible. It were too many photos. Okay, so let's move to our fourth task. It will be, let me check, but it was Igor. Yeah, it was, the task was given by Igor. Igor, do you remember what was it? Yeah.
Okay, the idea was very simple. I wanted people to photograph something that doesn't fit to be taken a picture of. And then I wanted them to explain in text why it was so, why the picture wasn't good to take photo of. I'm not sure if you're going to let us read the text as well, but I think they are important here? The part of the
yes, we will not have texts. We can refer to the images with text during portfolio reviews, because it would take too much time reading text and showing, looking at images. So we will just stick to the image. I know that it's not exactly what you wanted, because you wanted with text comments, but as I said, it would take too long to read all the texts during the webinar. But yes, it's good for the portfolio review, or personally when they can contact you and they can discuss that with you personally. But we can stick on images. So the idea was to photograph something that normally would not be, that you think that the artist thinks that is not interesting. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
so it's also very difficult. Take a picture of something that is not interesting and make it interesting that way.
Or make it interesting through your comments. It's like the first step to conceptual photography, if you like.
You here is the one image, but if we were to read all of those, it would be
I
too
understand. I understand it. No problem.
But still looking at images that, for me, it would be a very difficult task. Find something that really doesn't interest you and convey it into an image that is somehow still appealing, with text or without text. This is the last one. So how would you, Igor, comment on the pictures?
I like this one, actually.
This one?
No. Go. Yeah, this one. I don't even. No. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what it is. Oh, come on. This is a dog. I don't know what it is. And
I think
I don't.
this is an arm or something. It's a pistol.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. The fact is, I don't recognize the picture, the image. I don't know what it is. And so
that's why you like it.
Yeah, that's why I like it. With an appropriate text, it could be good.
I also like it very much. I think that all these photographers found something which was not interesting for the first moment, but they were able to capture it in very interesting way. So from my point of view, these are very, very good ones. One of the best ones we have seen today. So it's very subjective, yeah. What's not interesting to one person may be very, very interesting to another one. So
maybe comments would be also important, you see, or at least the name of the picture once it's supposed to be linked with a narrative.
Yes, maybe some of them, because
they've got at least some titles.
Yeah, they didn't give titles mostly. But still, even if we take it like this, that we can see half of a homework, I would say, it's an interesting challenge for us as the viewers, because sometimes you have the option to read the comments of the author and to see and understand through this way what the author wanted to say. But sometimes you don't have this opportunity. For example, you don't have glasses and you are at the exhibition and the subtitles are too small. Of course, it's a very trivial thing, but some things like that also happen. So for me, it's interesting. It's for me, the image is always more important than the text, always. In photography, but of course, it depends when you are creating. If you are creating a book or a comics, like in our previous task, it can of course be different.
For me, this task really relates to the one that we had before, because it's in a way being conscious about what is that we don't see, because we are surrounded with a lot of pictures. We have too many pictures around us, and we see with our eyes mostly open, like the most time of the day, and what sticks to us? What is that we are conscious about in our environment? These are really the questions, and some questions that some artists have, since the surrealist artists have asked. What is that we don't see anyway, and how can we show what we don't see, and this way give meaning to things, or just make it watchable, or make it seeable. Either is it in our everyday life, some moments that we don't convey meaning, or in objects around us. So for me, at least, I see the links, the relations within these two tasks.
One of the problems here could be that almost every picture could be part of a larger project given an appropriate text. That's like you can take a picture that you don't know why you take it, but then you can add a text and it becomes part of the imaginary larger project, for example. That's why the task was so difficult.
I can only repeat, all the tasks I think were very, very difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's move to our last task. The task was given by Adam Krajcir from Slovakia, and let's see how it was done. The task was photograph 5 days, just in short. I will stay here for a second because it looks like we have to have a look.
Could you repeat the task?
Take photos in a sequence during 5 days. Just photograph 5 days of your life. And in fact, the reviewers didn't know what are the tasks of other reviewers. And what's funny and interesting, most of them, or almost all of them, or all of you gave a task that dealt with a sequence. It was with comics. It was with this 5 days. It was with files and piles. Self-portrait could be a sequence. That doesn't have to be. And Igor's task could also be a sequence. So most of them are sequences.
This is very interesting to me. I remember once, it's 5 years ago, there was an expert for comics expert, and he told me one sentence which I remember until today, that even when we watch interesting movies, we remember from each movie just the sequence of pictures, just the comics, just the, I don't know, 10 pictures per movie. So I think that this comic style of presentation or sequence style of presentation is very important for our heads.
Yes, that something is in order somehow, that when we do a sequence.
And that we remember snapshots, even from the movies and even from our lives. Yeah. For when I saw these pictures today, I think many were very similar. The tasks were very similar, maybe except my self
Portrait.
auto portraits. It would be maybe interesting also if you had a possibility not to see the photos of each photographer, but also from some third person like me or any other photographer, and watching the life of this person, what the photographer thinks of him, what is important. So maybe we could receive two different, completely different sequences of photos.
Exactly.
Very subjective.
And here are also 5 days, and this is the same author. And here are the pictures put together. And some more. It's another artist. I have also noticed, and you know it also from your experience, that sometimes some images look better when we watch them on the screen, and some images look better when we watch them in a gallery as prints. And of course, there are images which no matter whether we look them here or there, they still look great. Okay, and the last series here, and the last will be today. Yeah, you can see it. Okay. And it's also in a form of a GIF. which I will show in a minute. And I think that in this case, a GIF will be maybe better because there is less going on the image. So we don't have to stay so long at one image. We can move quicker to another sequence. Okay, so let's make it again. So it looks like a GIF. And then it makes more sense because it shows the business of the city. And as I said, we don't have to focus so much on one image. So that's it as far as the tasks are concerned. How would you sum up this meeting?
Igor, you need to turn on the microphone.
Sorry, I mean, we didn't have time to digest all the photography we've seen today. So we'll probably need more time to think about it.
Yes, as I said, it's not a portfolio review here. It's just, it's different. It should be a different approach when it's a portfolio review.
Well, to me, I think it was interesting, and actually quality of the finals was growing up till the end. So I would say that the beginning were quite a kind of very confusing approaches, and going through the other more difficult topics, its quality just grew up. To myself, I quite like mostly probably the comic series, and then I like very much also the last ones which were given by this
Adam Krejci.
Yeah. So I think it is very difficult because quality is very varying, and we know that we are not dealing with professional photographers, but mostly with the amateur photographers, and set up the final decision is really probably better if you can have more time to discuss particular series. But I think still I was expecting probably larger participation. So I think it was digestible, to me at least, somehow for 70%. And if you will send the images, maybe we can vote for the tops individually and to select what is the best each of us.
Yeah, but as far as the exhibition is concerned, we will not vote for the pictures that we saw during portfolios or during our webinars and during tasks. The authors will be asked again, just send us their proposal for the exhibition, and this will be the material that we will be working on, but it will not be public, and we will decide who will be in the exhibition.
Ines, may I ask you, the exhibition will be on banners again, or do you plan another form of exhibition?
The organizational things will be discussed afterwards, not during this webinar. But okay. Yes, it will be an outdoor exhibition.
Okay.
Okay, so if you don't have any more comments, yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, I really liked today's webinar. Like, I really liked what we saw because, as Igor said, it's a lot to digest. But at the same time, I was just thinking about the tasks that we gave, not knowing the other ones. That it also reflects like what's happening with photography at the moment. So the photography is not really functioning as individual images that have to be, I don't know, like striking aesthetically and just work as individual work of art, and the series are very they're the core of contemporary photography practice. So this is I think what we have experienced today in this smaller scale, and I'm really interested in what's going to happen next to this series that we saw and to participants conscious of the medium of photography. Yeah. Because this is the main problem about photography contests, that about amateur photography contests, that they usually ask you for single images, which is not really something that we do in the art world, I suppose.
Yeah, especially when we are working on exhibitions. We usually encourage people to think about series and to think deeper and to think about some deeper problem. Oh, my phone is ringing. Sorry, I didn't switch it off. So
this is the Visegrad Fund. Hello. Yes, I finish this webinar. Where's the logo?
Yeah, if you were talking, I would switch off the microphone, but because you are silent, I can't switch off my microphone. Yeah, so I have to talk because you are not talking. Okay, so thank you very much for your presence, and I keep my fingers crossed for our participants. I hope that during our live meetings, you will convey something precious to our participants, what to do and what not to do. But talking to our participants, just remember what Lucia also said. It's just to move you forward. It's just to inspire you, and it's just to make your photography better. And believe in yourself. And yes, you can reach wherever you want to reach. So we keep our fingers crossed for all of you. Thank you very much for your presence, and see you live during our openings of the exhibitions in Poland, in Slovakia, in Czechia, and in Hungary. Take care and see you again.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao. Thank you very much.
Have
a nice
evening.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao, ciao. Bye, bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.